Emotional eating isn't just something that we do in a vacuum, right? Emotional eating impacts all the moments around the moment that we emotionally eat and binge. And it impacts how those moments where we actually are doing the behavior make us feel about ourselves in our lives in all other moments. So I've had clients, share with me, and I remember this for myself. You get to the place where you just don't trust yourself anymore. And this is the most difficult and challenging part. You feel like food has taken over, like you're at war with your own body. And when you feel like you can't trust yourself with something as basic as eating, it can chip away at your confidence in everything else, right? Like it can start to, you can feel like you're in a vortex constantly thinking about eating, which that in and of itself, right? Obsessive thinking can strip away confidence. But then if you connect your identity to your behaviors with eating, you're going to start thinking that you're not going to be able to do other things, which is totally untrue. Right? And comparison plays a huge role in this also. And like as we know these days with so much social media doesn't help us at all. Right? We could see people's perfectly curated feeds about people to have perfect eating habits who look like they have it all figured out. And we think, why can't I be like that? And suddenly it's not even about food anymore. It's not even about understanding what our needs are and why we're doing emotionally eating and binging in the first place. It's about feeling less than, right? Like we're looking on social media for tips and tricks and secrets, and we walk away feeling less than. Right. It's one of the reasons why when people ask me about what I eat in a day, I don't really share that because I don't see the point. Right. Like I don't see the point of sharing my eating habits. Right. Like I share my eating mindset and I share how I think about eating and how I make decisions about when I want to eat. But what I eat, cause like that changes every day depending on how I feel and my intuition and my hunger and my desire. And this is what we really want, because when we can follow that yellow brick road, we trust ourselves and then we get confidence. So you know, instead of measuring success, well, whether you're perfect today, we could start rebuilding confidence by shifting the focus from perfection to progress and connection and curiosity. Or like, did you pause for a moment for reaching for food today instead of immediately diving in? That's a win. Even if you ended up eating more than you thought you would, that's still a win. Did you let yourself enjoy something and you didn't feel guilty about it? You felt free eating it? That's a win. Did you recognize an old pattern and interrupt it, even for just a second? Right? That's a win. That's huge. Right? Confidence doesn't come from suddenly having some perfect relationship with food. It doesn't come from changing yourself on a macro, from changing something a macro. It comes from proving to yourself little by little that change is possible, and also recognizing those small changes as important. You have to care that these small things are important, right? Like pausing. Your nervous system's getting more regulated. You're not as reactive. That's amazing. Over time, that's going to be huge. Letting yourself enjoy pleasure, huge.